Welcome back to another episode of the Nintendo Rewind. My name is Cody Christian, and I'm joined by my illustrious, beautiful, bodacious co-host, Chris Becker. We are rewinding and recapping last week for Nintendo, specifically talking about, I guess we're not rewinding and recapping anything, to be completely honest. We're going to be, I should probably change that whole tag. Did you have something you were going to say? I heard you say something. I stopped doing the intro at that point.
No, I was just commenting. Listen, yeah, where am I now? I look like I'm at a picnic.
You're in front of a Super Nintendo. You got some Street Fighter action playing in the background.
I'll allow it. Okay.
Oh man, but no, what we're going to be doing tonight is we're going to be drafting 2025's Nintendo Switch games that are coming out to the Switch 2, and we're keeping it 2025 and newer. And we're going to be doing a Fantasy Critic style draft, and we're going to be using Fantasy Critic, but unfortunately there's a lot of games that are coming out that aren't split by, they're not split by platform. So we're not going to be able to, use the Open Critic scoring. We're going to have to rely on Metacritic scoring and then manually score these later to decide who does the best come January. But we're going to be trying to predict our overall winners, draft the best team of video games that we possibly can, and it's going to be doing it snake style as well. Unfortunately, when I set this up, it already gave Chris the first pick, so he gets first pick of the litter to try to swing and win this entire thing. It's okay. I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter at all. But if you're watching on YouTube, please remember to drop a like and say hey. And if you're watching here on Twitch, remember you are our favorite child. But before we dive into tonight's episode, Christopher, how's it going, my dude? How's your week been?
How's my week been? Great. Pretty good. Not that great, but also pretty bad. How about you? How about your week? I heard you went. Stop it, I can't laugh. I heard you went to the beach, rumor has it.
I did. I went to, the wife and I took the kids to...
Yeah.
The wife and I took the kids to a local exotic place. Listen, everybody who lives in Kentucky, there are two places that you go on vacation. One of those is Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. The other one is Myrtle Beach in South Carolina. And effectively, Myrtle Beach is the beach version of Gatlinburg. So, they literally have, the freaking Wonderworks, the Hollywood Wax Museum. It's all the same stuff, just moved to a coastal location instead of in the mountains. So my wife's family likes going to Myrtle Beach. They've done it the last 2 years. This was the first year we joined them. And then my family likes going to Pigeon Forge, and we've been with them for the last couple of years. Going to Pigeon Forge. So this is what our vacations are. We didn't choose these locations. Nobody judge us in the comments. But yeah, dirty Myrtle.
You. I just see you judging yourself.
I am. Listen, there's so many more exotic places you could go to, and unfortunately, those are the places that we're going. So, oh man, look at Mnemonic Man in the live chat breaking Key Addict's pyramid of Joy-Con hearts that we're trying to get formed. So, but I feel like I gained a little sun. I didn't change my white balance, and I feel like I'm more tan than I usually am, and I really didn't get that much sun, but who knows? Chat, tell me, am I more tan?
I don't look any tanner.
Any more tan? You're Chris, not Tanner.
Well, or am I? Maybe I've been Tanner this whole time.
The more you know, I'm changing your name next week. Instead of saying Chris, it's going to say Tanner.
Yeah, I'm just Tanner. You're not the only one that's Tanner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, that sounds exciting. And you got quite a few levels in...
I did. I got quite a few levels in Fortnite. I was able to unlock Darth Jar Jar. That was cool. I caught up and bypassed you by 3 levels in Fortnite. The Star Wars season, the Galactic, what do they call it? Galactic something. Galactic Federation. I don't even know what it's called right now. But But I've really enjoyed this season. But I only liked Fortnite when it was Marvel, and I only like Fortnite when it's Star Wars, apparently. And everything in between just sucks for me. Like, I'm not.
Well, yeah.
I don't want to be a
next
part of it.
season is going to be all like superhero based.
As long as it's not generic, I'll be totally down. Is it going to be DC?
I don't know. I mean, they're going to have supposed to have the Fortress of Solitude. Superman is going to have a mythic. And then
So
at
it'll be DC
some
themed.
point later this year, they're going to be adding The Simpsons, apparently. So we'll see how that goes.
That'll be kind of neat. Just running around as jaundiced people for a month or two. Yeah, just gigantic blue hair sticking up. That's just the walking target.
I got hit in the head. Headshot. Yeah. That you shoot her in the head and just acts like a bush, like you shoot a bush.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Maggie will be on the back.
Just like a back blink. Just sucking on the pacifier.
And I'll tell you what, it's a real missed opportunity if Lisa doesn't have a saxophone as like her.
Oh yeah, her pickaxe and her back blink. Just like you gotta have them both. Oh right. Man, it'll be pretty good. I don't know. We'll wait and see. The jury is still out on whether or not Fortnite is going to be the hot new game to carry me on Nintendo Switch 2 in between releases. So, but we have, by the way, some people in the chat already talking about it. We have 2 weeks. Less than 2 weeks until Switch 2 launches. And that is freaking amazing and so much fun. I cannot believe that we are 2 weeks out from having the new hotness from Nintendo in our hands. And I'm beyond stoked. What are you most looking forward to playing on Switch 2 whenever it launches, Chris? I know it's not Mario Kart.
I'm not really looking forward to that. Here's the thing. I'll tell you what. I'm getting sidetracked. I know, but when do I not? You love it when I get sidetracked. Dashel came up with my 16-year-old son. He came up with his top 25 games of all time, and I was trying to list off games that came out that he played a bunch. I was like, what about Mario Kart? He said, I played a lot of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. But I don't really like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. He said, it's one of those games that I play because other people play it, but it's not my favorite.
It's like father like son. That's pretty much all it is. Like I'm discovering he's built like you. It's Flynn. Was that Flynn or was that Dash?
That was Dashel.
Okay.
Yeah, Dash. What about him?
Well, I was just thinking about Flynn's TikTok feed that you've been sending me.
Flynn's TikTok feed is out of control. He keeps adding more. I can't send you everything because he posts so many, but just the most unhinged things I've seen.
And how old is Flynn for the audience at home?
Flynn is 12. Flynn is 12 years old. He'll be 13 in July. And then the things that he posts, I told his brother, Dash, I said, you can't tell your mother because if you tell your mother, she's going to not let him post. And the world's going to miss out on these great things. So Flynn is posting the most unhinged stuff. I don't even know where he gets it from. Well, I do know where he gets it from, but
I also know where he gets it from. I talk to you pretty much on the daily, so except for when I'm on vacation. Can we talk about that too? Like, I spent a week not talking to you pretty much. Like, that was miserable. You're my other funnier half. I almost called you my better half, but that's my wife who's in the live chat.
Yeah, she's in the chat with you, right? Yeah.
But no, like it was kind of crazy. So like I legit in some ways we got to play a little bit of Fortnite together last night. So
we got to play last night, and then I nearly died today. But unfortunately, that was. Okay, so now I know where Flynn gets his sense of humor. I said unfortunately I didn't. But the thing is There's a lot of silence.
Susie says in the live chat, Jesus, dude.
Yeah. Okay. So, but anyway, so Mario Kart. Am I looking
Yes.
forward to Mario Kart? Is that
No.
what you wanted to know?
Well, I mean, what's the thing you're most looking forward to? We know you're not looking forward to Mario Kart. What's the thing you're most looking forward to releasing on Switch 2? To be able to play once you have that Switch 2 in your hands.
That reminds me. Did you ever get to try the chocolate
My
covered
question
pretzel
first,
Oreos?
your question after.
Okay, we'll get to that one. Okay, we'll get to that after this. You know, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked. If I had to pick one that I was like super excited about, you mean on launch day?
Yeah, on launch day. What's the thing you're definitely you're the most excited to dive into on launch day?
Jeez. Oof. Well, I'm probably looking forward to playing Kinitsugami Path of the Goddess on anything with mouse controls. You give me mouse controls as long as it's not Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. I'm good.
Listen, you got Fortnite to play on launch day. You've got Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster, Deltarune Fast Fusion, like, and none of those things are kicking out for you, and you're over here like Kinitsugami, Path of the Goddess.
Well, yeah, Fast Fusion, sure, but I'm only gonna play it for 2 races. I guess maybe Deltarune Chapter 3 and 4. You could say those. I mean, I'm kind of looking forward to driving around in Mario Kart as the cow exclusively.
No, only the cow in Mario Kart. Susie, in the live chat, you can always play Animal Crossing with me on launch day. I need to set up the Animal Crossing Discord channel, by the way, so that way we could start trading some fruits back and forth for those who still need them.
I thought you were doing that. Oh, that was another game.
I didn't even get the chance to play it last week. Like, I was on vacation. I'll tell you what I did play while I was on vacation. There were 2 games that I played quite a lot of. The first game, I nearly beat Metal Gear Solid for the PlayStation 1.
Okay.
And then the second game, I got a little bit started in Legend of Dragoon for the PlayStation 1 as well. So I was playing those on my phone via more nefarious methods. So, this is nefarious. And I can't believe, A, how short Metal Gear Solid actually is, and B, how great Legend of Dragoon still is this many years later. I love that game. I like that game better than Final Fantasy. And that realistically, all I want is a remake of that game brought to every single platform. And if I can play it on Switch 2, that would be really nice, please.
Wait, you want what on Nintendo Switch 2?
Legend of Dragoon.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely not.
Playing Metal Gear on a phone sounds heinous. I have a Backbone controller, so it was like actually using a real controller. And it's the PlayStation one.
Nolan.
It's the PlayStation one.
Here's the thing. You just play it wherever you want. I mean, it's not like it looks that great on the TV. Metal Gear Solid 1.
It looked better on my phone, legitimately, because I was able to patch it with high-res textures.
Yeah. Dash decided to put 2 on there, 2 on his top 25 instead of 1.
That is insane to me too. Like, look, it's 3 or nothing, but 2 of all the ones that are on the list above 1, like, come on now. there are like 5 or 6 Metal Gears you can choose from. Oh my gosh. And somehow teleport to June 5th. I'm with you, Kiatic. I need June 5th to get here. It cannot come quickly enough. But no, like that was my week last week. And to answer your question about Reese's pretzels.
No, I didn't ask about Reese's pretzels. I asked you about chocolate covered pretzels, Oreos. Did you try those?
Pretzels? Chocolate? Oh no, I haven't seen those in store yet.
Oh heavens! I saw them in the store, and I was gonna get them, but I didn't want to. In the end
of the thought. So I saw these Oreos, and I didn't get them, and I didn't want to. The end.
Well, no. Okay, so I haven't eaten as many sweet treats recently since I stopped talking to you. This last well, maybe it was maybe 2 weeks, and because I didn't want to
Are you
like.
saying that I'm the problem? Like when you talk to me, that's the reason you eat the sweet trees?
No. I'm just saying I haven't been because I haven't been getting as many. So I was almost got them, and then it was one of those things where I didn't get them. I was like, I'm not gonna get these. I'm gonna grab some bananas instead. And then when I got home, I was like, I should have just got the Oreos too. And so next time I go, I'll probably grab them as long as they're there. And then the Dubai chocolate, it was just okay.
We did try that, and it was okay. Yeah, it wasn't worth the price point that they were asking. It came with gold dust sprinkled over it, and like as soon as you put gold dust on it, it's like $25, and the bar was $25, and I was like, oh my god, this is so expensive. I will never buy that ever again. And on top of that, like it was good. It was like maybe $10 to $15 good, not $25 good.
What was the best thing you ate this last week?
I had a boil is what I had, and it was at this place called The Hangout. I went with my sister and my wife, and in that boil had crab legs, snow crab legs. It had mussels. It had shrimp. It had potatoes. It had corn. It had these gigantic sausages that were amazing too that were in there, and boiled in like butter and Old Bay seasoning, and it was so good. No, not like that, Susie. Not like that. But it was really good, and I got super full, and I had a really good time eating that. So like that was fantastic and phenomenal too. It was good.
Wait, what is Dubai chocolate?
So
what's in the middle?
So Dubai chocolate is like a chocolate bar that is filled with phyllo dough and pistachio butter mixed together, essentially. And
gosh,
what?
Nothing. I'm just Googling it. Give me a second. Keep talking. Don't mind my words.
And that's pretty much it. Yeah, pistachio butter, and phyllo dough in the middle. It kind of is. It has like a texture of a Crunch bar in some ways, but also is like a kind of like a peanut butter cup because of the pistachio butter.
Peanut butter cup.
Yeah. Well, pistachios are nut.
Okay. All right. Why are you yelling at me?
I'm just saying.
Okay. Listen, I heard your tone. Listen, I had a fluffernutter.
Mm-hmm. Is that the best thing you ate this last week?
Shoot. Probably. I had it's not peanut butter at all.
But a pistachio is a nut. It's a nut butter of sorts. It's a pistachio butter.
What?
Pistachio butter.
Yeah. Pistachio butter?
Yeah.
Wait, so it's like just like a creamy, it's like the same texture
consistency as peanut butter is what I would say, yeah.
That's what you're telling me.
That's how I take it. Well, I don't know where you can get them. I found them at the beach.
So I just got to head to the beach?
Yeah, just go to the beach. You'll find the Dubai chocolates. You can thank me later.
Well, no. We're getting no's and chats. It's crunchy.
That's what no, pistachio.
It's like a crunchy peanut butter?
The reason it's crunchy is because of the phyllo dough.
Listen, I don't know what sort of tricks you're trying to play on me. Are you trying to get me to eat something with multiple textures in it? Because if I try and take a bite, I don't know if I'm gonna. Also, no.
Here, I'm pulling up images.
There's so many unanswered questions.
I'm pulling up images.
Just get one. Oh, well, hold on. What's with the?
Okay, this is Dubai chocolate, and I know that looks like diarrhea right in the middle, but it's not. It's pistachio butter that is mixed with this phyllo dough that's kind of like grainy in texture, and it's been cut. It does look like diarrhea, and that's not what mine looked like. Mine were closer to these. But and then it's like
You wanna
mixed
eat
together.
it if you show 'em. Well, hold on. We don't know that.
It's like mixed together and then like coated in chocolate, and it reminds me of the flavor profile of like a Reese's peanut butter bar, and then like
They have a recipe. Like I could just make it at home.
yeah, you can just make it at home. Just buy some pistachio butter and some phyllo dough and coat it in chocolate. What are
You
we
say
are?
phyllo dough like I have it over here, like in my house.
You might
I
be
got
able to
fluff.
find it.
All
It
right,
might be phyllo dough. PHYLO. Oh,
now hold the phone.
phyllo,
All right.
phyllo. They just chop it like really thinly, and like it's like this as well. Hang on, then just chop it really thinly into like these strings, and that's why it's crunchy, because it's like deep fried dough that is like chopped. It's good though. It is good.
There's a place right down the street from me that has it.
Yeah. See, okay, now you go get it, and then you can try it. Yeah, it's
I can
like
just
shreds.
get it from a chocolate shop.
Yeah, just go to a chocolate shop.
It'd
You're
be
near
lot
a
easier.
beach.
They sell kits on TikTok. Well, hold on.
He's going to TikTok. He's going to TikTok shop. You can thank
Yeah.
you can thank CC Wire later for telling you about that. But you know who else we need to thank? We need to thank our illustrious, wonderful, amazing producers and supporters over on NintendoRewind.com. If you'd like to directly support our content, every dollar spent on memberships and merch helps us continue to produce this show. There is even a tier that only costs $1 a month, and with it, you still get a shout out. That said, I want to thank our members, Calamity Nolan, Sierra Christian, Kiatic, Shiny Bird, for all their gracious support. Now we are going to kind of get back to the show, possibly. Who knows?
Well,
I couldn't even get through the read just then. My brain is like falling apart.
Listen, my brain's been falling apart since our pre-show, okay? Because there's no way of knowing. I got both my kids sending me messages for different reasons.
The one wants Darth Jar Jar, the other wants the Mandalorian in Fortnite. We know.
No. Well, no. So Dash sent me his 3 friends. His one friend that looks like 50. His friend, 16-year-old. He looks like he's 45 years old. This man, but he they sent me their 25 favorite games, and then the one that looks like he's 45. He sent me his. He's like he only can come up with 10, and I was like, that's because he probably got tired. He's an old man. I get it. I understand. And he said, what? And then I remembered he's not in on the fact that his friend looks like he's 45. But
Okay.
So here's the thing. What's the topic of the show? That's a great question. Great. You know what? I asked you at a great time. I didn't realize I asked it as you were drinking.
We'll just go straight to the main topic. Today, we are going to be talking about all of the games that are coming out for Nintendo Switch 2 in the year of our Shigeru Miyamoto and Savior 2025. Yeah, new pope. He should have been elected. I would have taken Japanese pope. Absolutely, 100%. I mean, we got an American Peruvian one. Like, why not a Japanese pope?
Yeah, he hung out at Wawa
Right?
here in Philly, over by me. Yeah.
But Chris and I are going head to head today, trying to define our team
go butt to
of
butt.
6. I mean, we could trying to define our 16 games that will score the highest according to Metacritic scores. And the team that has the best, set of scores will win. Pride of knowing they won. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? No, God doesn't live at Wawa, says Susie in the live chat. Oh my God.
That's right. God just created it.
Oh man, I watched that anime already. Let's go. But Chris, in the coin flip when we were setting up for the draft here, gets to go first. Chris, what's your team name, my good sir?
Hold on. I took my glasses off to rub my face because I have a headache, and then I couldn't find. All right, I found my glasses. I thought you took them for a second. All right.
Shame on me.
So my team name, you know what? I'm not even on the page anymore, but my team name is Hot Dog with an H.
There he is. Hot dog
Listen,
with an
I can't
H.
laugh. We're crying out loud. How many times?
My team name's Bentendo with a B.
Yeah. Originally it was just Nintendo.
Yeah, I didn't understand what we were. Listen, so this was Chris's idea. And I have never done any kind of fantasy anything. I've never done fantasy football. I've never done fantasy sports of any kind. And I did not know that there was a fantasy league for video games. But now that I do know that, I'm very excited to go head to head against Chris. And maybe in 2025, at the beginning of the year, we're going to actually try to do like a full on. So this is done like one shot style, where we won't be doing like drops from our team or trying to do secret buys or anything else like that.
What does that mean? Go with maple syrup. I don't even know. I'm
What?
lost.
What goes with
All right.
maple syrup?
I don't know. That's
But hot dog with an H. You're gonna go first on this pick. It's spelled hot to hog. You're gonna go first on this pick, and what are you gonna be picking for your first game, my good sir?
okay. So for my first game,
Is it not
I'm
2025?
What?
I meant 20. We're gonna start again in 2026, but we're doing 2025. The rest of 20. Is it 2025? It is 2025. Susie, you're making me paranoid.
That's my team. And her team name always is Go with Maple Syrup. Her team name is Maple Syrup, or the team name is Go with Maple Syrup.
I
Is it
think
the
Go
whole
with
thing?
Maple Syrup is a much better team name. Go with Maple Syrup. The whole
Is
thing.
the team name? Yeah. Oh gosh. You know what? I don't. Did I tell you about how I don't eat? I don't like it. I don't eat like pancakes or French toast or anything with maple syrup. I don't even. Maple syrup.
Just
Okay,
that.
yes. You clearly never listen to me. It's true.
Oh, God.
Listen, do listen to maple syrup. Here's the thing. Even if I'm getting maple syrup out for someone else, I don't like it because what if it gets on the outside? You know, if your finger, do you like it if your fingers get sticky from maple syrup?
Who are you asking, me or Chad?
You.
No, I hate
You.
it. I hate it. I hate it when my fingers get sticky.
Listen.
What's your first pick?
All right, my first pick. Okay, so you get the second and the third pick.
Yeah, because we're doing snake draft style. So I'll
Maple
I'll do the second and third pick, and then Chris will do the fourth and the fifth, and until we have a full team of 16 games here.
Mm,
What does CPK mean? And then it says warning down there.
CPK.
Yeah.
Where does it say that?
If you do not fill this slot by the
Counterpick.
end of the year, it will count
a
as negative
counterpick.
15 points. Okay. I don't understand what a counterpick is. We'll find out when we get there. All right, let's go. What's your first game?
Oh, my first game, I'm just going to go ahead and select it. I'm worried about, I don't know if I want this one, especially because if I don't take the one I want, I'll just take it.
Ooh. Oh my God. Well, no surprises there. He has picked Mario
told you-
Kart World.
I told you I was going,
You told me you weren't going to pick it. You literally said, I'm not going to pick that.
I wasn't going to pick it, but here's,
What's
All
your
right, you get-
logic? What do you anticipate this game to get, by the way?
what do I anticipate it to get? That's
Yeah.
the problem. I'm worried that it's only going to get like an 85.
I fully believe this game will get a 93. I really do think Mario Kart World will get a 93.
Just pick whichever one you think Cody wants. Just spite him.
All right. So, are you ready for this? I've got my first
You've got
of
two
my
picks.
2 picks. I've got my first of my 2 picks. So we're gonna draft an unlisted game because
I'm
we're just gonna
be
do
really
this.
Annoyed. Okay.
What are you gonna be
Draft an
really annoyed by?
unlisted game. Which
Draft game. There we go. Donkey Kong
that's
Bonanza.
on there. You don't need to
What do
draft
you
it.
mean? Okay, well, hang on. Let's pause the draft. Let's undo the last draft a game. Then I'll resume the draft. Okay, fine. All right, so I'm going to draft. So I have to pick one that's on here?
No, I'm
We're
just
going to
saying
be
it
using
is
the
on
Open
there.
Critic ones. All right, Donkey
Yeah, I
Kong
know,
Bonanza.
but
Here
I'm
we
just
go.
saying it's there. You can just pick it and then.
All right, we're picking it. So Donkey Kong
All right.
Bonanza is my
What do you think
first
that's
pick.
gonna get?
So this is the one that I'm worried is going to get to high 80s. Now Super Mario Odyssey scored extremely well, and I think it's from that same team. But I'm afraid that like DK Bonanza is going to have a really difficult time living up to that same hype because it does not have the typical Mario charm. I think it will be liked. I don't know if it will be universally loved.
That seemed to be the one that most people were unsure about when they played it at the Nintendo event at Ahead of Time.
Now, I will tell you my next game.
This is what I'm worried about. I was worried about what you were going to pick next. I'm not happy about it.
I do have to do an unlisted one on this,
Yes.
because Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition does not show up on the list of games. Now, the reason that I'm picking this one is because I feel like it's a shoe-in for this. It already has a huge fan base. It is already one of the best performing launch versions of the game as far as going onto a new platform.
Yeah.
And I already know kind of a baseline score for this game. And I think that this one is going to do extremely well. So Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition. I can't get my words out. That's my pick.
That's your pick. What do you think it's going to get, the Ultimate Edition, the Switch version? Because if you think about it, if you pick, even if both games get 85 or 83, 15 for both.
Let's see. So it has an 86. It has an 86 on PC. An 87 on Xbox. So I think this one likely
And
might.
those reviews came at the launch, you know what I mean? As
Mhm.
opposed to now after all the updates that they had.
I think this one could lean more toward the 90s.
I'll tell you what, it ran great on Stadia at launch. Okay.
It's ran great on all the footage they've released. CD Projekt Red has done a genuinely good job. Which, by the way, if you guys want to see some of the footage that has been shown in 4K, it's available on Super Nintendo's YouTube channel right now too. So you can go and check out his latest video. Well, maybe not his latest, but one of his last couple.
It's slapped on there somewhere. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna talk about
Running well at launch 2077. What an odd sequence of words.
Okay, so my next one is the one the reason I didn't want to take Mario Kart. I was worried you were going to take this. But I'm going to take a Hollow Knight Silk Song because
I think that's a good choice. How did Hollow Knight do on Metacritic?
Hollow Knight?
Yeah, let's go look at the reviews. A 90. Universal acclaim. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Although, I mean, it could end up being a sports story.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely no golf story, you know.
Golf Story, a sports story got a 54, right? And Golf Story, Golf Story only got a 78, so it wasn't like it was that much better. But Sports Story, yeah, was not a great launch. Yeah. I got distracted. My son sent me another message. Okay, so in terms of games coming out now, we've got a couple of games that you have to ask whether or not it'll get enough reviews, if these Switch 2 editions are going to get enough reviews to get Metacritic scores, right? Or like scores on there.
Mm-hmm.
And so then it will determine your next pick, I think.
Mm-hmm. What are you picking?
So, I got to pick.
Yeah,
Wait, no.
it's still your turn because it's snake style. So you did the
that's
first pick,
right.
and I did 2 and 3, and you do 4 and 5.
I forgot about that. All right. Well, then I'm just gonna pick Prime 4.
Oh, Metroid Prime 4 going on the list for good old hot dog with an H. All right, so. Oh my God! Dang it. Okay. Well, here's the thing. Metroid Prime. We've all known Metroid Prime's not necessarily one of the highest rated games out there. Period. I think this one will be one of the best. I think it may get a 92. Legitimately, Metroid Prime 4, because I would have dang near picked it had you not already had your hands on it. So I think overall it's a fair choice and a good choice to go with. What do you think Metroid Prime 4 is going to get though?
I'm hoping it gets close to Metroid Prime Remastered, but I mean that's really high. So
yeah, that is high. Leaning to 83, says Saki in the live chat.
All right, Saki.
I hope it gets an 83 just so I can beat Chris, but I hope it gets a 93 so that way it's a good game.
I mean, yeah, I'll take an 87. I'll go with 87.
87. All right, man. Like I said, I'm saying 93. I think it'll get a 93, which is high. That is extremely high. I'll tell you my next game here. Let's see if it's available. It is available, but it is not the version of it that I'm looking for. So I need to draft an unlisted game. So I'm gonna draft an unlisted game, and that game is Split Fiction for the Switch 2. So I'm going with Split Fiction. I already know. Again, this is another one of those safe choices. It's got a 91 on Metacritic right now. I think it's a fairly safe choice. And honestly, like Split Fiction is a good game just in general. So if it does not maintain that same score across the board, it may get docked a point because any kind of holdbacks or the fact that it comes on a game key card instead of a digital.
Well, yeah, I don't know that that's going to be.
I hope that they don't consider that as something they're going to dock it for.
Will probably review the digital version. Well, everyone will. But
yep.
Got him. But yeah. All right.
Are you ready for my next pick? Are you ready for my next pick? My next pick. My next pick is going to be.
What is it? Talk to me.
It's going to be.
What's it going to be? What is it?
Boom. Deltarune, chapters 3 and 4 getting added, and 1 and 2 also being included in there. I'm going to go with Deltarune. And that's kind of my like indie darling pick. I personally don't enjoy Deltarune as much as I liked Undertale. Yeah. Undertale I thought was a better executed game, and it was more charming to me. But maybe it's because I haven't given Deltarune enough time to kind of simmer with me. But I like Undertale better. But I think Deltarune will score well. I think it will score well. If I'm going to give it something, I would say an 87. I don't know what it's currently running at either.
What about what's
let's see. Chapter 1 of Deltarune still doesn't have, it only has 4 critical reviews. It's got anywhere between an 80 and a 90. So it could be like an 85, That's kind of where I'm landing with Deltarune. But have you heard of Mario? Oh man.
All right, I'll go.
Chris, you got some more slots to fill here, buddy. Got two picks. What are we rolling with here?
All right, so it won't let me draft it, so I have to do
An unlisted.
unlisted, and I'll do our boy, our girl,
Hmm.
our game, Hades 2.
Dang, Hades 2. I think that's a good choice. It's an early access though, still, isn't it?
It's an early access, but it already has scores, so it won't let me draft it.
Mhm.
But we're not counting those scores. We're only counting the Switch scores. Hades 2. I mean, I've played 60 hours of it, maybe. I mean, I played
60?
probably 60 of the Hades 1. Well, multiple hours on each of them.
Mm-hmm.
Each, because I've played it on Xbox. I have it on Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, and PC.
I've played it on PC, and
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it. I loved Hades 1 a lot, and I really enjoyed Hades 2, but I also did not play Hades 1 until its full retail release. What I had heard from a lot of people who played Hades 1 before it did its full release is they kind of burned themselves out on that game, and the content that they did add really wasn't that revolutionary because they'd played everything for the most part already in it, and it kind of ruined their experience of the full release and everybody getting their hands on it and getting to enjoy it. And so that's why I've kind of held back on really diving deep into Hades 2 until the full retail release is ready.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I know a number of people that are waiting for that. Let's see.
Transistor is amazing too, from what I had played of it, because I hadn't played it. I did it one night as a backlog stream with my community over on my Twitch channel, and I loved Transistor.
It transitioned. That came out like this past week, 11 years ago this week.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild that it was that long ago.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so next up, I'm going with let's go with Marvel Cosmic
that was on my
Invasion.
list. That one was on my list of games that I wanted to add. Here's the thing,
You're
though.
welcome.
I don't think that game is going to score super well.
Well,
I think it's going to be well liked and enjoyed, but I don't think it's going to get a high score.
Well, here's the thing. I went off of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. It's made by the same developer.
What, you didn't go off Power Rangers Reader's Rewind?
No, because they didn't make that. But so I went off of Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge because they made that game, and it got an 85. So
yep,
I'm banking on that.
I'm expecting this to be low 80s, legitimately, but I don't think it's going to knock anything out of the park. I'm very excited for it personally, and will I enjoy the crap out of it? 100%.
Yeah. Let's see what else is there. Yeah, there's a bunch of like other games that I'm want to put on my list, but I'm not sure if they're going to get enough reviews for it to be considered,
I mean, we can always figure that out as we go. We can figure that out. We'll just base it off the average of the scores that are submitted if we have to,
Yeah, that's true.
May not be good, but we can base it off of that. All right, so I'm gonna draft my next game, and I'm looking at my list of games here and trying to figure out what I want to do. And I think the one that I want to do is this one right here, Fast Fusion. I'm gonna do Fast Fusion on my list of games. I don't know anything about how Fast RMX did. I knew it was really enjoyable and people seemed to like it, but I don't know how it did on scores. Let's look at Fast RMX. Got an 81.
Yeah, 81. I mean, anything over an 80 is good. You're getting 10 points.
Yeah.
You want to get your points. You want to get at least 10. You try to get at least 5, but you're really want at least 10.
Right. So I've got Fast Fusion added onto here. I need to draft my next game, and my next game from my massive list of games to look at. Man. There's a part of me that wants. I'm just gonna do it. I'm trying not to go with just safe picks, but I think I'm gonna have to do it. I have to draft this one as unlisted as well.
Safe picks.
Yeah. Listen, I'm trying to win, dude. I'm trying to win.
Safe picks.
If I don't pick them, you're gonna. We're gonna go with Elden Ring. We're gonna go with Elden Ring for the Switch 2 edition version of it. Is what we're gonna roll with here.
Dirty scoundrel.
Was that gonna be your next pick?
That was my next pick.
All right, let's go. Baby. We obviously know Elden Ring is gonna knock it out of the park. People are gonna love Elden Ring. Like it is going to be one of the ones that I think most people get their hands on, even though they can already play it on a Steam Deck. I think more people are going to play Elden Ring on Switch 2 than played it on a Steam Deck.
Yeah. That's true. See, there's some games that I want to pick, but I'm worried that they will not come out this year.
Smash Bros. Super Ultimate Edition?
No, like some stuff I could see getting pushed back would be like Goodnight Universe or Witchbrook, because Witchbrook was supposed to come out 2024, then 2025. Oh, all right. So I'm going to go with Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment.
Oh my gosh. I did not expect you to go with that. I'm going to be honest. I did not expect you to go with that. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment.
ADHD tendencies love the constant serotonin hit that I get from just destroying thousands of enemies. Here's the thing. I don't know about you, but I mean, I'm a big fan of Smash Brothers. I loved Kid Icarus Uprising. So you tell me Sakurai is going to be directing a game.
Oh my God! You rolled with Kirby Air Riders too. My God! Okay,
take their game. Yeah,
let's see how it is.
I think it'll be like October, November. We'll see what happens. But
Sakura _ says she's not directing any games. What do you mean?
That's true, Sakura. Well, not that you know. This is like
I legit thought you said Sakura too at first, and I was like, what does he mean?
Yeah.
And then I saw the title pop in. I was like, oh, okay, that's what he means.
It was like when they announced the Smash Brothers Ultimate, right? And he didn't know that they were making it until they announced it, and then he was like, "Oh, I guess I'm making that now." Well, now you get 2 games. You get to pick 2.
I do, and I know,
I mean, they're not Kirby Air Riders, but
I think I know the 2 that I'm going to roll with. The first one that I'm going to roll with here, and there's no confirmed date for this, but everyone's saying it's this year.
Oh.
And
wait, now hold on. Is it a game not on the list?
No, it's on the list.
Are you going off script?
It's on the list.
About to go off script. Okay.
It is 100% on the list. And it is going to be. I have to draft an unlisted game because it's not on the list, but it's on the list. It's on the list I sent you. It's Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's gonna be one of the ones here that I'm gonna draft in here for what I'm doing.
They had the developer voice and at the direct, the Switch 2 Direct, and no announcement of it coming this year. So that's one of the hesitations I had.
Yep.
Not picking it. But
now I do have another one that I'm gonna do here, and I've been. I am worried that it's not going to release this year, but who knows? We'll have to wait and see. And that is.
It's not Dusk Bloods. You should be good.
Oh, do you want me to do Dust Bloods in 2026 for our 2025 bracket?
Please
Just
do.
miss one. No, it's gonna be Professor Layton in the New World of Steam. I'm very excited for Professor Layton in the New World of Steam. Super excited for Professor Layton in the New World of Steam. And those games typically score pretty well, like mid to low 80s. So not amazing blow you away games, but I have high hopes for this one. And this is the first time in a long time that we've had a Professor Layton game. I mean, the last one, what was it, Miracle Mask on 3DS? Yeah. I can't remember, but that's what I'm going to select for my next pick. So, What do you think? Good pick, bad pick?
Yeah. Well, I think it's a good pick as long as it comes out.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's been delayed numerous times. So
you know what? If you can do it, I can do it.
I did it twice. Feels like.
If you know what, if you can do it.
Mm-hmm. What can you do?
You're not the only one that knows how to pick in upcoming. When I played this demo in 2023 and then again in 2024, it was probably one of my most favorite things that I played when it came out. And now it's got a date for July, and it's got a Switch 2 release announced, and it's Inazuma 11 Victory Road.
Oh my god, yeah. Well, I'm wondering if that one's actually ever coming out.
Yeah, well, I mean, it looks like it's starting to get closer because now they've recently updated the special editions, so it's coming to Xbox, PlayStation, Switch 2 and PC, and each version has exclusive characters that you can get if you buy that edition, and then if you buy the other edition, you can get those characters in any of the game, but you need to buy each game. They buy the game on each system to get those exclusive characters. It's what, but they just recently announced that and reworked it, so I think it is going to end up coming.
How do you think that one's going to do?
Well, that's the thing. It turns out when they do release something, it is I loved it. I think it's going to get a high 8s.
That's a big number. I don't think it's going to get into the 8s.
You don't think it's going to get into the 8s?
That doesn't mean that I think it's going to be a bad game. I think that it is a game that is not for everybody, and that includes even critical reviewers who are looking at that game. I think it's going to be in the high 70s.
Well,
I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong because I want that game to be good because I like the demo too. I like that franchise.
Pretty much every other game is in the high 7s, so
yeah.
I just really like it. And the one thing I like about it is you're just like a kid roaming around the streets, right? Not roaming around the streets, but just walking around the streets. Mm-hmm. And while you're in the streets, you might have some kid that really wants to be your friend, and it turns into a turn-based battle.
Yep.
But you're using words to try to get the kid to not want to hang out with you. And then if you do it well, then you gain experience points and get stat boosts for the next time, your next soccer match. But yeah. Okay, so that one was on my list. I was trying to figure out what game I want. That's unquestionably true, but I prefer I was very confused. I thought you was talking about something else.
No, the live chat is talking about waffles and pancakes and what is the better syrup vehicle.
Oh, well, We don't use syrup in this house. Well, that's not true. Other people in this house use it. I just don't. What about chicken and waffles? Do you like chicken and waffles?
I do like chicken and waffles. Chicken and waffles are good.
Do you like chicken with the bone or without the bone more?
I'm a lazy man, so if you can give me one without a bone that I don't have to fight with, I'm totally fine with it. Although, I prefer my drumsticks with a bone.
Okay. What about just getting a roto and then taking it home, eating it over the kitchen sink?
Just shake it out in the bag, let the meat fall off. No, I'm down for it. I'm down for a rotisserie chicken.
A roto, same thing. All right, so I'm trying to think. There is a game I want to take that is not on this list and hasn't been announced for the Switch 2, but I think it will come.
Is that your dark horse? Are you just going to pick it randomly?
I'm just going to randomly pick it and then hope for the best. But
Go for it.
I'm but I'm not ready for it yet.
I mean, we still got 6 months. It could happen.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna pick it now, so then it looks like, my goodness, this person knew what they were talking about. And
let's go.
I mean, it hasn't even been announced for anything other than PC, I don't think, at this point. But and I don't know that it's coming out. It's as of right now on OpenCritic or Fantasy Critic, it's listed for 2025 or later. But you know what? I'm just gonna take it.
Mina the Hollower? Didn't you have this on your last?
Last year, I had Mina the Hollower and Hollow Knight both songs. Yeah, Mina the Hollower.
Man, neither of those games have hit. So
yeah, so take two.
Are we getting a new Shovel Knight on Switch 2? I think, right? Like, it's supposed to be like a new Shovel Knight experience.
There's like a Shovel Knight, whatever it's called. If you just
don't worry, he does have Silksong on here too, Sakura. He's got Silksong and Mina the Hollower on here.
Of course, yes.
It's both. It is important to have dreams.
Yeah.
Oh man! All right, so safe pick again. Here we go. I'm safe pick city over here.
Okay.
You ready?
Drag X Drive.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
I can't draft this one, but it's gonna be Street Fighter 6.
Okay, yeah.
All right, but here's the thing. I already know that one's got 91s pretty much across the board. But
that version, yeah.
But here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. Okay, are you ready for this? I don't think you're ready for this. I really don't think you're ready for this. My Dark Horse style pick that I'm going to put on here.
Yeah. What that hasn't been okay, yeah. I'm hot dog with an H is ready. What is it?
Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour.
Golly.
I think that game can get an 8. I think it can get an 8. And here's why. Let me write my essay.
Yes,
it can. But let me give you my essay on why I think it can get an 8. All we are assuming right now is that it is a tech demo that should have been an add-in. And I'm very upset about it too. But it's $10. Yeah. It's a $10 experience, and there are mini games in there that are very similar to WarioWare. I'm following now. Oh, he's a sociopath. Got it. No, listen. I think it could get an 8. I don't think it'll get a high 8. I think it'll get a low 8.
I think it'll get around what 1-2 Switch got. Let's see. What
1-2 Switch get?
On Metacritic, 58. So you're in good hands. You're good. You're golden. No. You're going to lose all your Street Fighter points. No way. Yeah.
Hold on. Let me go look. What did he get? Oh, yeah, it did get a 58. Oh, no.
I have the page open, sir.
What have I done?
That's my counter pick for sure. All right.
Oh, man, let's make the entire audience just flip out. Man, look, I know it's a choice, but it's a dark horse choice. It's my dark horse. Just like you put Mina the Hollower and Silk Song, which are never coming out. I had to put something on here.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
I would have felt bad if I hadn't put something. Like I took Street Fighter 6 that I knew had a 91.
In honor of you, I'll put what's it called in there?
Dragon Drive.
Drag X Drive, yeah.
Oh man, the sequel to ARMS. No legs.
Well, yeah. I think there's a game that neither one of us have really talked about. I don't even know if either one of us are really going to play it all that much, but I think it's going to do really well.
Ooh, Daemon X Machina?
Daemon X Machina, yeah.
I think that's a good choice.
Yeah.
I liked the first Daemon X Machina. There wasn't a lot to write home about with that game. And it was exceedingly bloated, but it was stylistically was really cool. Was really cool. Sakura says, I'm doing a crazy one, Half-Life 3. The game that hasn't even been announced yet.
I was like, let me see here. I got this game here. I was like, this will be a good pick. I think the first one did well got good scores on Switch. And Daemon X Machina is 69 on Switch, 72 on PC. Mm-hmm. So it's not going great over here. Okay.
It'll be okay. You got it. I believe in you.
Oh gosh.
What's your next pick?
You know what? You already got me all fired up before the show. All right, let me pick my next pick here. I think I'm just gonna pick this because neither one of us has picked it, right?
Drag X Drive.
That, you know what? I'll save that one for you, and I will go ahead and take this.
Ooh, Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD remaster. You know, here's the thing. There's been a lot of people that got hands-on at PAX recently with it. I think it was PAX. I may be wrong. But Capcom was there doing hands-on with it. And for the most part, like, they were fairly positive about their experience with it. But what I have heard numerous times is that game really doesn't sing without the 3D for it. And that's what it's really missing, because it is a 3DS port remake remaster kind of situation. Like, I don't know. How do you feel this one will score?
Here's the thing. Maybe only 78, but so I'm only gonna get 8 points. But I wanted to pick it because one of my favorite things about the game is not even going to be in the new one. Well, it sort of is, but not with Street Pass. It had Street Pass, and then you can like build up your town, and now you can kind of build up your town in the game with your friends online. So I got to find people online playing this game to get them to give me some people to work on them, you know.
Man, we're getting into some hard picks, I feel like. And
right. I feel like, yeah. We got to think about what games are or aren't going to get.
I think the Pokemon Legends Z to A, I'm afraid to draft personally.
Oh, really?
But I think it'll do okay. But I'm afraid to draft it just because of the track record with how that game looks and how poorly they screwed up with Violet and Scarlet. Like,
that's true. Yeah.
I'm so nervous. Hello there, Tenderly. Welcome in. But I do have a pick. And it was one of my favorites. Let me see if I can find it. Okay.
It says I have 10 games drafted. You have 5. Oh, that's because
it's because I had to draft a lot of random ones. So I'm going to do Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Starcross World. I am going to bump that one in on my list here for one of the ones that I'm going to draft. For those who are just joining us, I am Bentendo, and Chris's team is Hot Dog with an H. We're doing Fantasy Critic. And we're drafting games to try to have the best scoring team.
For Switch to 2025.
Yep, for just what we have in 2025. And the next game that I'm going to draft here. Let me see here. Let me see if I can. I can't. Hang on. Let me see. What all do they have on here for this? Oh, they don't have it. Okay. All right.
So what, you couldn't do one?
Yeah, there was one that it wouldn't let me do. So I'm just going to do it. I am writing it in. All right. It just is a long title. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Switch 2 Edition. This is what I'm going to draft. Honestly, this is the one that I'm worried about won't actually get enough scores to actually to get ranked. I am really genuinely worried that that's going to be that situation all over again.
That's why I was worried about not picking it too.
Yep. but I'm taking a chance on it. I'm just afraid no one's gonna review this version of it. Like I don't, because it is.
I feel like Nintendo
the same thing. Yeah, Nintendo Life probably will. Nintendo Everything probably will. We definitely will talk about it, but I don't know if we'll score it. You know, like it's one of those things where it's so hard to be like, this is what I think will happen. Some people are, and by some people I mean Sakura and Tenderly, are yelling for Skyrim on Switch 2. Here's what I think is more likely: Oblivion. I think they'll port it to Switch 2, but that's just my own personal opinion. But
oh yeah,
that's the one I'm gonna roll with is Zelda Breath of the Wild Switch 2 Edition. That's my final one on my 2 picks. So ball's in your court, friend. What are you gonna roll with?
Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition.
You're doing it like that, eh?
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't blame you.
I mean, you know what? If you got one, I might as well take one too. And then I'm gonna take my boy.
Oh man, you're doing Legends Pizza. Are you not afraid that game is going to score horribly?
I'm not afraid of it. We're talking about the Switch 2 edition, not the Switch edition. All right.
They didn't know how to harness the Switch 1's power. How are they going to harness they should have kept making games for the 3DS. I think they were better off then.
Right.
Oh well, man.
Then, I guess what's it? Monolith Soft helped with it. I mean, it got an 83 Legend Arceus.
Yeah.
Metacritic. So I think I'm feeling all right about it. Better than Welcome Tour.
I mean, you're not wrong. I'm gonna be honest. You're not wrong. Man, we are getting down to some really hard stuff to pick from. There's like not really a whole lot.
I only got 3 games left. You got 4.
Yeah. And then we've got the counter picks, right? That we have to do.
Yeah, and then we got 2 counter picks.
All right. All right. My. Bleh. Don't like any of these. All right, here we go. I am going to draft. I'll tell you the one that I'm going to draft. I don't think it's going to do great, but I'm going to draft it, and that's Borderlands 4. I'm going to put that one on the list. I do not think this one is going to do well. I legitimately don't. Part of that is because I was pretty unhappy with Borderlands 3. It did not match up to what I enjoyed with Borderlands 2, and on top of that, the humor in that series hasn't really aged well. Like 12 to 18-year-old me really like that kind of humor. But like after I got to being an adult, it just didn't like click for me anymore. The gameplay loop is extremely satisfying, but like the story for me was just kind of like, meh, I'm good. I don't really want to keep playing. So I'm going to go with Borderlands 4 for one of my picks here. Borderlands 2 was indeed peak, and every other Borderlands is meh. Brandy is basically a 12 to 18 year old. That's true. That's true. Oh man, poor Randy Pitchford. And then my next pick, man.
Hold on. Oh, the phone. Okay.
What am I
For
holding
some
the
reason,
phone
it
for?
didn't load. Well, the page didn't load. I had to refresh it, and then. But it works now.
Geez. Let's just do. I mean, I gotta stand up for my. I know it's not. Here we go. Is it gonna let me do it? No. Not gonna let me do it. I know how this one performed, and it wasn't great, but I'm gonna go with Star Wars Outlaws. I have yet to play this game, and I am 100% going to play this game on Switch 2.
I just recently got the Ultimate Edition on PC, and I started it. And I was playing it. I was like, oh, okay, this is kind of fun, but I do kind of want to.
How did it do on Metacritic? Do we know? So far,
Well, they not very.
75. Man, that's not good. I hope
Right,
it does better.
But they also remember they made a bunch of quality of life updates to it. And so they did those quality of life updates. So we're hoping that will, I mean, for your sake anyway.
Yeah, for my standings on my bracket here. Oh man, on my draft. I want to play Borderlands 2 with Nerd. We need to make it happen sometime, just for the heck of it.
Yeah.
The 1997 FPS from LucasArts. Yes. Oh man, Chris, ball's in your court, my good sir.
Yes. I know. I was. So there's a couple of games that I kind of want to take. There is another game that got announced. Well, it hasn't been announced, but it got a rumor to be coming.
You're brave having 3-4 games like that on your list.
Yeah, and this one is like even more ridiculous, right? Than anything
Metroid
else.
Prime 2.
No, this is even worse than that.
Worse than that? Legend of Zelda. Wind Waker HD.
I'll give you one more guess before I tell you.
Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess.
Ding ding. No.
I was like, no way. Red Dead Redemption 2?
There is a rumor that it's coming to Nintendo Switch along with PS5 and Xbox Series X versions. So
what in tarnation?
Okay, so that's what I picked. And
There's no way they're bringing that to here.
That's a word on the street. Good sir. Then I also think there's going to be another game that comes to Nintendo Switch. I don't think it's been announced for Nintendo Switch yet, but I think it's coming. So this one,
you're not picking any games up on this list suddenly. That's fine. You can do it. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna reap the benefits.
Yeah,
you know?
keep going.
Okay, I'll keep going because if they do come to the Switch 2 editions, it'll be great.
Oh man.
And that is Shinobi Art of Vengeance.
Art of Vengeance. Shinobi Art of Vengeance. I know nothing about that game. Like, is it Ninja Gaiden like?
It looks amazing. Yeah, it looks fantastic.
Ninja Gaiden. Oh man. Good choice. I don't know. I've got a couple on here, and these are going to be double indie picks. One of these is going to be. I don't know if I can pick this straight from the thing. I think this is already released, but let me see. Yeah, it did. So we're gonna draft the unlisted version of this, and it is 2 Point Museum. I'm gonna put that one on there because I know 2 Point Hospital did extremely well. I don't know how good 2 Point Museum did. And if I did not do this, my wife may disown me. And it is the Binding of Isaac Repentance. No, the Binding of Isaac Repentance Plus. Let me see if that one is also on here. It is not, so we're gonna have to draft this one as an unlisted game as well. The 2 Point games are extremely fun, but Binding of Isaac Repentance, that game just in general is amazing. I did not realize it was getting a Switch 2 edition. I thought it was just, hey, we're going to upgrade the version that you already own. Hopefully that's all it is. If I can just play this on there, because I have the collector's edition of that game too. I really like that game.
On the Switch, yeah. Yeah, I'm curious to see if it is a different version or not. That's the thing. I don't know how some of these games like Sid Meier's 7 like a Switch 2 version would do.
Yeah, I did not want to draft Sid Meier Civilization. Like, it just wasn't my thing. Like, it wasn't my thing. You just like Isaac's aesthetic. Because it's poo poo pee pee and stick figures. Pretty much. I don't blame you. I mean, most people dislike Isaac's aesthetic. So
Brandy loves it so much, yeah.
Yep, poo poo pee pee. She's out there just typing it right now in the chat. Here she comes.
Watch out. A game. Yeah. Okay. So what? I got one game left.
You got one game left, and then we're doing counter picks, which I don't know how that works. So you're gonna have to tell me. I've never done this. So.
All right. So I'm gonna go with my final game.
Okay.
There's so many things I could choose. But I'm going to go with. I mean,
Mel says pick something good.
Mel, please. I'm trying to. I don't know if it's going to come out or not. I don't know if it's going to come.
Your whole bracket is just half of it, or whole team. Half of it is games that may or may not release this year.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for. Yeah, I like those picks. Those are my favorite kind of picks.
Man, see, I'm over here being all safe and everything.
If they come out and they do well, do I want Shovel Knight Shovel of Hope DX? Ooh.
See, that's why I don't think Mina the Hollower is coming. I think Shovel Knight Shovel of Hope DX is coming instead.
What about what's the I was trying to think. There was another. Here's the thing. I don't know if this game's going to be any good. I don't know that it's going to be coming out. What if I pick something wild like Stardew Valley Switch 2 edition? Okay.
Just the game that hasn't even been talked about ever, period. Super Mario Odyssey 2, please. Just let me throw this on the list.
I'll go with Witchbrook.
Witchbrook! Man, look at you go. All right. Okay.
Okay, so now you go with the counter picks, and you want to pick games that you think will either, if you pick a game that I picked and it gets under 70 points, you get 1 point for every point under 70. If you pick a game of mine that doesn't come out, I don't get any points, but
you're going to make up all your points with Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour then, huh?
That's what I'm hoping for.
Oh, man. All right.
But if you pick my game and you're like, oh, I don't think this is going to score well or even come out, and then it does come out and it scores really well, you lose a point for every point over 70.
God,
so
okay.
Your counter pick is either a plus or a minus for yourself, and either a plus or a minus for me.
What if I pick a game that you didn't pick?
That's well. Then who are you counterpicking?
That's fair. All right. You're about to farm off of me with Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. If it doesn't come out, what happens?
If it doesn't come out, then I get 0 points. But with the way ours
Do
is
I
like
gain
a one
points?
shot, I can't. The only reason you want to pick a game that you think is going to be under a score. So the point of a counter pick is, let's say we didn't do the one shot that we're doing right now, then we would have it so then you wouldn't be able to swap it out for another game. So if the game gets pushed back to next year, if this was a regular draft, you would be able to drop a game if it gets pushed back, and then pick a different game. But because of the way, but if you counterpicked it and it got pushed to 2026, I wouldn't be able to change the game after that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, but we're doing the one shot.
Yeah. All right. So it's every point under a 70 is what you're saying.
Every point under a 70, you will get 1 point. Yes.
God, you are about to farm off of me on Nintendo Switch 2.
Or if you want, pick a game that you think is going to not come out, and then you won't lose any points, but I won't benefit from it either.
That's true. All right. So is this 1v1 draft counter pick, I wonder? All right. Oh shoot. Okay, I gotta pick one that's on this list. All right. Yeah. I'm thinking really hard. I'll show the people what I'm looking at here.
I know I could hear the steam coming over your microphone.
Man. Okay, so Pokemon Legends Z to A is gonna be
That's what you're picking.
Is gonna be one counter pick. Yes.
That's wild.
I don't think it's gonna hit 80.
It doesn't have to pick 80, it's gotta pick 70.
Oh, let me pause then, and let me undo that draft then. I thought it was 80. My apologies.
No, it's every point under 70.
Okay. All right. Resume draft. Let's fix that then. All right. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
No, it's not 80. Yeah, it's 70. It's 70 the other way too for the games that you did pick. Any 1 point you get, every point over 70 you get 1 point.
Okay. Well, I don't think you have any on here that are going to be under 70.
Well, then you just gotta hope nothing doesn't come out.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much what I've got here is stuff that won't come out. So I'm gonna go with Mina the Hollower.
Okay.
All right, there you go. Mina the Hollower is my counter pick for you. Now you go, and I know exactly what you're picking immediately.
I feel like there's a lot of things I could pick. After tough deliberation, I'm not quite sure which one I want to pick, but I do also just out of spite. You know what? That game, even if it gets over 70, it'll be worth losing points over that game.
I hope it gets an 82. I hope Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour gets an 82. Give it to me. All right, so I've got. You get to continue counter picking.
Snake. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so then the next one I'm gonna pick of yours that I think they got to be under a set. So the game's got to be really broken. It's got to come out really broken, or just not come out at all, and then I won't get any points.
I don't think I have anything on here that won't come out at all.
Professor Layton is the only one I can think of that might not come out. That or Final Fantasy. The only thing I can hope is that Star Wars Outlaws is broken. You know what I mean? But Level 5, they already released one game. They got another game coming out. I can't imagine Level 5 releasing 3 games in a year.
Yeah.
I think I might pick Professor Layton.
Oh no! I hope it comes out and it blows you out of the water. It's gonna fix that problem I had with Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour.
Well, here's the problem. If it does come out, I think it will get a good score. That's part of the problem with these counter picks.
Yeah.
Well, especially when you got these games here. What if I just Borderlands 4 doesn't even come out this year?
But it is definitely. They did a creator's voice, dude. It is coming out this year. It's 100% coming out this year.
All right. Okay. Good.
Okay.
I just gotta hope Breath of the Wild has not enough scores. Yeah, I'm just gonna.
Professor Layton in the New World of Steam. All right. All right. The only other thing that I think you have on here that I'm just worried that like everything you have is going to score extremely well. I feel like there is not a game on here that I think would score poorly below a 7.
Daemon X Machina.
I only think Daemon X Machina will score below a 7. What?
I didn't. Well, I mean, it got a 68 the first game.
The first game did?
Yeah.
Don't talk me into that. They learned from their lessons. They learned their lesson. Oh man.
Daemon X, that is pretty.
That was rough.
69. Sorry.
Oh yeah, 1 point. Get myself my 1 point by taking a chance, or give you points.
See, I don't know if it was like.
Man. All right. Let's. Again, I mean, you've went with the controversial picks here. I feel like I've kind of got to go with the.
Well, wait a minute. Yeah, so Daemon X, it got a lot of really high scores, and then it got like one really low score, and I think that dragged it down.
Man, I went with Red Dead Redemption 2.
Okay.
If it comes out,
because it won't come out.
If it comes out, it will score well, and you'll gain some points. But if it doesn't, then no one loses or gains anything, and so that's really what we're aiming for here. So
yeah.
To go down the roster here, Super Nintendo on Team Hot Dog with an H has drafted Mario Kart World, Hollow Knight Silksong, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, Hades 2, Marvel Cosmic Invasion, Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, Kirby Air Riders, Inazuma 11, Victory Road, Mina the Hollower, Daemon X Machina, Titanic Scion, Bravely Default, Flying Fairy HD Remaster, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, Pokemon Legends Z to A, Red Dead Redemption 2, Shinobi Art of Vengeance, and Witchbrook, with his counter picks being Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour, which he's about to farm off of me, and then Professor Layton and the New World of Steam. Chris, you want to go down Nerdwire Team Nintendo for the people, the audio listeners?
Yeah, sure. You got Donkey Kong Bonanza, right? You started off with a little DK action. Then you went Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition. Then you were like, you know what? Let me go with another split fiction. Delta Ruin. I mean, chapter 3 and 4, but it's basically the whole thing. And then Fast Fusion. It's a good pick. Elden Ring. I forget what the name of. It's got like a subtitle.
Tarnished Edition. I forgot to put that on there. It is Tarnished Edition.
Yes. It's almost like Arkham. Was it Arkham City?
Mm-hmm.
Armored Edition.
Mm-hmm.
Final Fantasy VII Remake
for the Wii U. Thank you.
Yeah. Professor Layton and the New World of Steam. Here's the thing. I'm really looking forward to that game too. Street Fighter 6. I think the 3DS version
of Street Fighter 6.
4,
I was about to say, hold on.
Street Fighter 4 on the 3DS, because that came out later and it was on the 3DS. That had an 84, so I think Street Fighter has a good chance of being, as long as it performs well.
Mm-hmm.
I think it has a good chance.
$40 amiibos, baby.
Welcome Tour. Oh gosh. Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, plus Starcross World. You know what would be the crazy thing is Starcross World would probably play just fine on the Switch, but they're like, this is only on the Switch too.
Mm-hmm.
Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Switch 2 Edition, Hopefully it gets good scores or enough scores. Borderlands 4, Star Wars Outlaws, 2 Point Museum, The Binding of Isaac, Repentance Plus Plus Edition. And then your counter pick, Mina the Hollower and Red Dead Redemption 2.
Red Dead Redemption 2. The only reason I counterpicked those is because, again, I just think those won't come out because everything else you have on there I feel like is a banger. There's not one game that I'm like, yeah, that one's going to do bad. But there is...
Even those games, if they do come out, I'm pretty sure they'll do well.
Yeah, oh yeah. If they do come out, they'll do amazing. Red Dead Redemption 2 is already pretty critically acclaimed. Hades, we know that's coming. Mina the Hollower, it's Yacht Club. It's going to be a critical darling. People are going to love Mina the Hollower. Same with Hollow Knight Silksong.
I agree with you about... what's it called? It coming out, it not coming out this year because Shovel Knight, Shovel of Hope DX edition or whatever. They did say when they announced they got delayed, then in December their community outreach community whatever well, she was on the Giant Bomb like couch at the Game Awards. They had that the late night show with Giant Bomb, and she was on there, and she was like, here's the thing, we come up with really good ideas for it and then make them, and then we're making the game, and then all of a sudden something happens and we get another really good idea for something to add to it, and then we go back and we're like, oh, if we add it to this, we should add it to the whole game, and then that's what's taking the game so long. So I think that's what is taking this so long, and they have the comfort of knowing that Shovel Knight sold millions of copies, and so this game, as long as they release it and it's good, oh gosh, I just talked myself into counterpicking it too. I should.
Oh no! Hopefully it comes out. I would love for it to come out. Like legitimately, like all the games that you have on your list are games that I definitely want to see make a release. Except for maybe Daemon X Machina. I'm gonna be honest. I liked the first one, but I'm not dropping $70 on Daemon X Machina, the horrible sequel. But and I like my list for the most part too. Like I would probably play all of these except for maybe Street Fighter 6 because I'm just bad at Street Fighter just in general. But the rest of those pretty stoked for. Yeah. So that's our list. If you guys have a different bracket, let us know. We'd be curious to see what all your all's bids are for games and how well you think we'll be doing with our stuff. As far as projections go, let me actually show that off real quick before we move into the fast forward. Projections, because I have a lot of games that are that are unlisted. My projections are a little bit more off than Chris's, but I've got 108 points, projected fantasy points. Chris has 112 projected fantasy points, but again, like I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games compared to his 3 that are unlisted titles. So
right. So it's not really an accurate representation. Yeah.
Yep. It's a poor projection. So we'll reevaluate.
What does it project? What does it project? Nintendo Switch 2 is gonna do.
Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour.
Yeah.
Approximately 1 point. This is what it says there.
So it's probably it's gonna be 70.
Yeah, it's gonna be just a 70.
Nothing if not risk takers.
I live to be a risk taker. I'm looking forward to playing the heck out of Mario Kart with Nerd. It's gonna be a good time. For anybody who doesn't know, I'll be live on my channel pretty much all day on Switch 2 launch day, playing Mario Kart World with everybody who wants to come and play with me. Chris, you were projected to get 15 points on that game, by the way. Just to let you know.
Oh,
Yeah, that's not your highest though. 16 points on Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. So you've got some really good picks. I've got a lot of stinkers on my list. So, but it's gonna be a good time. Please come hang out with me. It's gonna be a rad time. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But we got a couple more segments left in the show. We have the fast forward all the games that are coming out this week or have came out, and we didn't get the chance to talk about it. We'll catch you guys over on the other side of this bumper. Chris, tell the people about the games.
Okay, sure. Here's the thing. We got quite a few games. We actually don't have that many games this week. We did get a couple more games added at the very tail end of right before we started, right? But anyway, we got Killer Instinct Gold hit NSO plus expansion. Did you play this when it came to the N64? Or did you play any
on the
Killer
original
Instinct?
release? So I haven't played Killer Instinct Gold at all, but I have played Killer Instinct for the Super Nintendo, and I freaking loved it. Fulgore was like one of my main characters that I played a lot with.
Yeah.
Glacier as well. I loved playing as him. But I hadn't played Gold at all. And I feel like I missed out on it. I feel like I missed out on not
Did you ever
playing
play
Gold.
them at the arcade?
No, I wasn't aware that there was an arcade release.
Oh yeah.
Tell me more.
Oh yeah. There's just an arcade release.
Got
This
a
was
massive
like
blister on my right thumb playing this, says Zed in the live chat. Ludicrous speed.
the speed. Yeah, this was like it was the reason that it is called the like Gold Edition. It is like the arcade version, but pumped up because they used like the chipset, I believe, from the N64, that the Ultra chip that they also used in a couple other games. But yeah, the Killer Instinct Gold. I mean, I enjoyed it. I also enjoyed when they came out on the Xbox, the Xbox version.
The Killer Instinct on the Xbox, they had the auto combos in that, and that kind of threw me off, and I didn't like it that much, and it like didn't dive into it deep enough to know whether or not you could turn them off.
Yeah.
I missed out on that. I loved Killer Instinct. I like Killer Instinct more than Mortal Kombat, more than most fighters in general, except for maybe Soul Calibur, which I'm so stoked for that release on the GameCube NSO. But Killer Instinct Gold I just missed out on. Loved first Killer Instinct. That was the one that I had the most fun playing with. It was me and my dad. We'd always just like 1v1 each other. My dad like 100% mained Orchid like the entire time. It was just Orchid. I would try out all the other characters. He was probably just like amazed by the jiggle physics, Shout out Dad, right?
You tell me. Are we shouting them out?
No, we don't have to. What's the next game that's rolling out here, though, Chris?
Listen, the next game came out on PC earlier, and this game is incredible. Wilmot, one of my favorite games of all time, Wilmot's Warehouse was great. That little guy, Wilmot, he's just a little block, just roaming around, hanging out with his family. And so what you do is it's like a puzzle game, and literally a puzzle. He's working at a puzzle. So at the beginning of each day in the game, a knock at the door comes. It's somebody delivering the mail, right? They deliver the mail to you, and then all these pictures are in different areas. There she is. She delivers the mail and she's like, oh, you got a new package. And what happens is you signed up for a it's a very chill game. There's no time limit. You can just take your time, do what you want to, take your time. It's great. And so what happens is there is a you signed up for like a what is it called? Like a subscription where they just send you a new puzzle. And so after you finish the one puzzle, they send you another one. And so you just keep doing that over and over again, filling out these puzzles and then putting them around in your house. And you start unlocking new areas in your house. There's even a special mode where, because they're all mixed up, right? And let's say you get all these puzzle pieces, a third of the puzzle pieces could be for the puzzle that, or 2/3 could be for the puzzle you're working on, but then you might have like 2 pieces that are for the next puzzle, and then 1 piece that is for 2 puzzles from now, but you haven't gotten it yet. And so you have to like set those to the side, and you have to know which ones to set aside. And like it gets more complicated as you go on. But there's also a mode where they have every single puzzle all on the floor at once, and you just have to sort them all out. And yeah, love that game. Wilmot works it out. Pick it up, $14.99. What are you waiting for? It came out today. And then the other game that we're going to talk about is Onimusha 2 Samurai's Destiny. Now, this is not the one with, what's his name?
What is his name? The guy from Yakuza?
No, it's not the Jean Reno. Is it Jean? John Reno?
Maybe Jean.
From Leon the Professional. He is in the third game, but this is the second one. They remastered it. I mean, it looks really good. Did you ever play any of the Onimusha games?
This is another one that just did not hit my category of gaming growing up. Again, it was just a miss. It was a blind spot for me. I know I would be into it. Like, I've seen so much gameplay from this series, but like just hadn't played any of it.
Yeah, so he was in the third one. And yeah, they Onimusha and Devil May Cry are 2 games that came out of canceled Resident Evil games, like games that they were working on Resident Evil. It was started to become more the game was like way too much action, and they wanted to keep it survival horror, and so their Devil May Cry was born from that. And then this is another one where they were like, oh, what if they wanted to do like Resident Evil in different time periods, and they were working on that, and then ended up just doing this and making it its own thing.
Still kind of wish they would do Resident Evil in different time periods. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be fun. Also, there was like this ad that popped up on the stream.
Uh-huh.
And it was like Taco Bell, and it had like some new green sauce. I want to try that. Anyway, okay, so stop making me laugh. And that is it for the new release games that are out, except for the one that came out, which was
price point's $29.99 on this, by the way.
Oh yeah, $29.99 and out tomorrow, Friday.
Mm-hmm.
They went ahead and released 4 Game Boy games on NSO.
That's new info.
I thought
was this tonight?
That's what we were talking about. Yeah, I thought because I was like, Survival Kids.
Yeah, they added this. They added this a couple hours ago. I didn't see this. Okay, tell the people I've got it pulled up. May game updates for Game Boy.
Okay, yeah, May updates. So Survival Kids, which Survival Kids is one of the games coming out on.
Getting a remake. It's not this.
Remake. Well, no, but they're making a game, a new Survival Kids on the Switch. And this, they got Survival Kids, which was a Game Boy Color game. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a survival game where you're like kids on an island and you need to survive. And it was like one of the first, because lost this game, Survival Kids, and then they made a new game which was like kind of like Survival Kids, but it was called Lost in Blue. It was like you and your sister on the DS, and you had to like get rocks and like make sure you were eating and your sister was eating and taking care of the survival.
Yes, Lord of the Flies, essentially.
Yeah, and so these were kind of like the first games that came out that I played that got me into survival games. But yeah, Survival Kids, Gradius, the Interstellar Assault, Kirby's Star Stacker. Did you play that one?
A category of game I didn't really love. Tetris was pretty much the only way to go with Game Boy puzzle games, except for maybe they did a Yoshi's Cookie on there, I believe, didn't they?
Yeah,
I really like that game. I like that game. But these style of like stacking games where it's like gravity based falling puzzles, like I've never been super good with. Puyo Puyo Tetris can go eat dirt. Like I just
Oh my goodness. So you just didn't like it?
yeah, it wasn't my jam. Wasn't my jam.
Also, let me tell you, have you ever seen? It was kind of like the Sword of Hope, right? Is the other game.
Mhm.
And let me tell you something, okay? Sword of Hope, the difference in artwork between the U.S. and Japanese artwork, like the Japanese artwork looks like cool looking, like it just looks like an anime compared to what we ended up getting. We got something. It almost the art we got for Sword of Hope almost reminds me of like Star. What's
Star Ocean?
No.
Fantasy Star?
No. Stop talking. You're not helping. No, stop saying words. What was it that I said?
Dragon Ball. It looks like Dragon Ball.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, but the one that we got on the US, it looks like was it
Hang on, I'm pulling it up here. This artwork you're talking about with the green dragon.
It's like kind of like a green dragon.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
very fantasy, but like the Sword of Hope. I'm pretty sure they had Toriyama do this artwork.
It looks like it, doesn't it?
Straight up looks like Toriyama stuff. Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah. I was trying to remember. There was like a first-person game, right?
Mhm.
That was like
the dungeon crawler.
Oh, that's what it was. Shadowgate is what I'm
Yes,
thinking of.
yeah.
That art, the art for that reminds me of Shadowgate 64.
I can totally see that. I can 100% totally see that.
But yeah, those are the 4 games. I mean, it's been a while since we got Game Boy games.
It has been. And it's kind of nice to see them still giving love to that part of it.
Yeah. There's a game I want on NSL. I don't know if it is. Is it on?
What's the game?
Revenge of the Gator.
I don't think that one's on NSO. I know the one you're talking about though. You've talked about that game in the past about how much you like that game.
Yeah, well, my dad liked it too. So, him and I would play it, and we would just pass it back and forth. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a pinball game, but it was made by HAL. But yeah, we would play it back and forth, and then like compare high scores.
It was a way to do it back in the day, especially with the Game Boy stuff. Like hand it back and forth. It was so good. It was so good.
Oh yeah, and pinball too.
Oh yeah. Listen, before we throw it over to the outro, we do have a new game show segment. It's called Pixel Minute, or Pixmin for short. In this segment, Chris has exactly 1 minute to guess the exact title, not just part of it. The exact title. If it's a numbered title, if it has a subtitle, he has to be able to guess it. He has to guess the exact title of a game based on an image that is highly pixelated and will slowly reveal itself within 60 seconds. This game was, in fact, released this week in Nintendo history, but not this specific week. It could have been last year. It could have been 20 years ago. But sometime within this week in Nintendo history, the faster that you guess, Chris, the faster you guess, the more points that you get. And if it fully reveals itself by the end of the song, he loses 0 points. You get nothing. So, Chris, are you ready for this?
I think I'm ready. I mean, I got what? I'm 1 for
48 points last week. 48 points last week was how many you got. So you got it in like 12 seconds. It's not bad.
Okay.
You ready?
All right. Yeah,
or
I think I'm ready.
22 seconds, isn't it? No, that would be 12 seconds. 12 seconds. So,
yeah, please give me.
We're gonna go in 3, 2, 1.
Well, I can't see the screen.
Whoop! Oh no! Sorry. I'll add 4 seconds for you.
Thanks. Okay. There's green and gray. Is it Fire Emblem? No.
No.
Jeez Louise, what even is this?
Chat, feel
A
free to guess
first-person game. Is it Perfect Dark for the N64?
All right. Let's see. Is that gonna be your guess?
Yeah. Perfect Dark for the N64 is my guess. Don't forget that in my 4 seconds.
We'll add 4 seconds to it. We will. I'll tell you what you scored at the end of this. Even if you get it wrong, I'll give you 4 points because I cut off 4 seconds before.
Thank you. That was very kind of you. Yes.
I think you might be wrong though. I don't know. No, you're not wrong. It is in fact Perfect Dark. You got 36 points today, my good sir, with the added 4 points that were on there.
Thank you very much. Also, that looks really good for an N64 game. Let me tell you.
That does look really good.
Looks like the Xbox. Yeah.
It might be actually. I genuinely don't know. Oh man, I don't know which one I got. Whoops, wrong thing. Got to get rid of the Pixman, the Pixman stuff on there. Oh man, you thought it was maybe Time Splitters too? I could understand how that could be thought. My gosh.
Oh yeah.
I may have accidentally pulled an Xbox screenshot from the internet. Who knows? I didn't do it on purpose, but you're right. I realize that now that looks really crisp and clean.
Really good for the N64. Yeah, that's the problem when I look up like N64 games or something.
I specifically stated N64 really version, please.
Oh.
Maybe it was a widescreen hack 4K resolution upscale mod for the N64.
Yeah, maybe.
It could be.
Yeah, it was on the So I got it right.
Yeah, you got it right. 36 points, my friend. So add that to your 48. I don't know what the total is. You keep track. But we do have some extra Nintendo news here on ENN. Keep it locked in. We have a new Nintendo San Francisco wallpaper available for 50 platinum points. Just to let you know, they did open up a Nintendo San Francisco store, and a lot of people have gotten in to go and get some first looks at it and see some of the merchandise. They've got some exclusive stuff that has only been in Japan for the longest time, finally making its way to States. So if you're in the San Francisco area and you frequent that, let us know what you think of the store. I am interested to hear actual real people's take whenever you can get in, because it's not open to the public just yet. It will be very soon. There is also a new Race to Win sweepstakes for Lego Mario Kart. Max of 5 entries, 10 platinum points per entry. So 50 platinum points, you can enter 5 times essentially. The Mario icons, Super Mario franchise icons, have rotated yet again for the Nintendo Play and Redeem icons. NES and Famicom hardware-based icons are back until May 27th, with more hardware icons coming soon. And immediately following that are actually the N64 ones. But a caveat to that, you have to have an NSO Plus expansion pack subscription to be able to claim them. You cannot claim them if you're not a part of the expansion pack membership.
Well, it's what, the
N64 ones.
Yeah, just the stuff that is, and I think the Game Boy Advance, right?
They haven't put up the Game Boy Advance ones yet.
Right.
NES and Famicom are up, but N64 ones are the ones that are exclusive.
Those will be the ones, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a what, Spice Orange? N64 controller?
I saw orange, but it's not Spice Orange. They didn't call it that then. I can't remember what the orange colorway was.
And GBA. When we will get a Spice Orange GBA?
I have a Spice Orange GBA. I love that GBA. I also have the GameCube controller.
I got a Spice Orange GameCube that had a switch on the back.
Oh, to change it from the PAL region?
And I had it, no, Japanese. I had Japanese and English, because you could get any 2 regions you wanted. But I got it because Resident Evil 1 remake was coming out 2 weeks early in Japan, so I bought that system so I could play it 2 weeks early.
It's amazing. As a reminder, the Yoshi Story and Donkey Kong Country 3 Dixie Kong's Double Trouble icons are still available until June 2nd. Those are play and redeem as well, so play 30 minutes of either game, be able to download those icons. Ubisoft Axis, EA, and Jackbox Games are all having a sale right now. You can snag games like Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown, Little Dragon's Cafe, Burnout Paradise, and the Jackbox Naughty Pack at up to 80% off. The Naughty Pack being like the newest pack that they've released beyond Jackbox Party Pack 10. Now, also, in other news, a 4-part Ask the Developer launched on Nintendo.com, covering everything related to Mario Kart World, with some fun facts like development started as early as 2017 on Mario Kart World. And also, the dev team was unsure if Mario actually ate mushrooms. They had to go and ask Takashi Tezuka, whether or not he ate the mushrooms or if he just absorbed them into his body somehow, which I think is hilarious. He said a very definitive answer. Yes, he does eat them. It's so definitive. Diddy Kong received a minor redesign this past week, sporting teeth and fingernails in all caps. I put that in the notes in all caps. Teeth, fingernails. Nintendo also stated they have no plans to use game key cards for first-party titles, so good news for those of you who are wanting to do physical. You don't have to worry about those just being a code on a key, essentially. A full list of updates coming to Switch 1 titles that are getting free upgrades came out. As we suspected here on Nintendo Rewind, most of those are performance enhancements and some game share updates. You can view the full breakdown on any of... Just Google it. You find out what everything is doing. There's like 12 titles. Nintendo will attend Gamescom 2025. And then finally, Nintendo Music snags NES's Kid Icarus soundtrack with 12 tracks and the Famicom version 2, adding another 12, totaling in 24 titles coming to Nintendo Music for you to pleasure your ears with. I really regret how I phrased it like that, Chris. I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry, chat.
What are you doing to my ears?
Where can they find you?
Find me Super Nintendo everywhere. Jeez Louise, what's happening?
You can find me Nerdwire Plays pretty much everywhere as well.
Please. Tell us where we can find.
And then, of course, there are links to all of our social media garbage over on our website, NintendoRewind.com. You can catch all of our past episodes in video form on YouTube at youtube.com/@TheNintendoRewind. Visit our website for links to all of our social media pages at NintendoRewind.com. And consider supporting the show through your memberships or merchandise subscriptions. There's a lot of cool stuff over there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, you can catch us live weekly, typically Tuesdays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time on Twitch and YouTube, although last week we were live on Monday and this week we're live on Thursday. But we're going to get back to our regular scheduled programming come Tuesday with... What is it we're talking about, Chris? Do you want to give a little tease? What do we have on the itinerary? I can't remember.
Great question. What are we talking about? Third-party games?
No, we are going to be talking about...
Oh, then I don't know.
Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour and Drag and Drive next week. And then the following week, you're not going to want to miss it.
You can skip that one, though.
No, come hang out with us. You stop it. The following week, you can come hang out with us while we give you your guide to every launch day game and accessory that you should buy, maybe check out later, or totally skip. And it's going to be a mega episode. We're going to be live a little bit earlier on that one for the week of the Nintendo Switch 2 launch, because it's going to be a beefy episode. There's going to be a lot to talk about. So don't miss it. We'll announce the time when we get a little bit closer next Tuesday. We love your faces. We are going to be back on Tuesday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Skip Switch 2 done. No, get out here. Stop it. You stopped that. We love your faces. We'll catch you guys on the flip side. Remember, please be kind and rewind. Peace.
Toodaloo.